45 minutes left in the trading session on a Monday. Welcome back to the close. Glad you're joining us this afternoon. If it is the first time, there's 45 minutes left in the day. Let's check out how North American markets are looking. Still in negative territory, only just here. 0.15 for the S&P, both the NASDAQ and the Dow, 0.3% to the downside. Here in Canada, we are just positive, 0.12%. Brazil up 0.6. You can see Bitcoin hanging on to a nice gain. Oil higher, was up more than 1% early on if you joined this morning. Gold to the downside, guys. Under an hour to go until the close.
Welcome, guys, to, and what was it again? How many minutes again? Oh, yeah, the fastest 45 minutes on YouTube. Welcome, guys, today. It's going to be a good trading day, obviously, to close out here. Welcome back, anyone that was with us early on. There's a couple names, Neil, that we're looking at that have been pretty hot. We've been busy in the afternoon. I don't think you're going to see too many trades. I still have on my Palantir, but other than that, we're waiting for some new opportunities.
Yeah, I actually still have that plug short from earlier on in the session. It did make a bottom at 28.70. I mean, we took the 29.70 breakdown. I then took out 29.50 after getting out of those shares and scouts them off a couple of times. I've been holding it ever since. It's just sort of slowly grinding to the downside has been going on. But I took a couple of swings at DraftKings off the low of the day and still have one that we just got into in front of 58 as it tried to rebound. But the real story here, Sean, it's going to be NVIDIA making power moves, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm looking at Intel as well because Intel down around those lows, but NVIDIA stepping their game up, guys. So a big time movement to the upside. You're going to see it's going to be hard to chase this kind of a thing. I'm more looking at what the effect is on AMD and Intel, which are both hanging at those lows and maybe presenting a bit of an opportunity to trade. So to say there's a lot to get to in this quick 45 minutes would be an understatement. And Brennan immediately has some news for us.
This TIRX, I mean, we can't really go too much further without mentioning this because this is pretty impressive, guys. This was $97 this morning. It's 15 bucks right now, so 82.5%. Little teeny tiny Chinese financial firm, very questionable, very small float. Recent addition here to the NASDAQ as well, but just getting absolutely slaughtered. TIRX, guys.
That's a very nice way to put it. Very questionable.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of these calls on these Chinese names, guys. I mean, UTME, we saw that last week off IPO. NVIDIA's all-time high, we're getting there. So it's right here. I mean, whether or not it breaks or not is just a matter of time. 614.90, so we're a dollar away. We're going to go long on that break. You have to on a break on NVIDIA. I don't see any other way to trade that one, so we'll wait for that. Palantir, we've just been cashing out of this long. Again, we're getting near back to these highs. I love this breakout through this high of the day here. I mean, it's not the high of the day, but the high of this move since we blew off in the very open there. That was a good trade. But now we'll wait to see here, like this break of 23.25 here in the afternoon for Palantir and see if it gets going the rest of the day. So that's one name that we're looking at. We've seen Apple today. And the one that missed, not a missed opportunity, but the one stock that we probably should have still held on to. Really happy with this $3-4 winner there on Alibaba, but it has gone even higher. We're looking at 245, like I guess that 238 that we tweeted out earlier, where we're long down here was pretty cash because it goes all the way to 245. So we'll wait to see if Alibaba can hold this morning move. And if it doesn't, look for retracement back to VWAP 242. But again, I just think the NASDAQ can take this out. It's going to be led by Apple, and I think it's going to be led by that NVIDIA break.
Yeah, and sort of the flip side of that, of course, was the weakness that you're going to see in Intel, which is looking like, and let's come to it right now, because if you look for the fact that the market is basically flat, and I think it's a little bit overdone, competition great. I like the foundry play in Intel for the long term, but back above this 65.40 area, which on the first move down at lunchtime was the first level support. When you retake a level of support like that, I'm going to like it. I'll give it to that even, or well, not even, that half, that 65.50 for the breakout play here. If it can get a bit of a bounce there, I kind of like it back to 65.50. So I'm going to get my order locked and loaded, ready to go on Intel. I mean, the NVIDIA break, I can't really argue with that play. I'm not sure how else you make that play. I mean, NVIDIA's been waiting to break out for so long here, but DraftKings just feels like, I don't know, I thought we had a good shot. It was just bouncing, looking like we're going to get some consolidation. Got to maybe think about taking this. Got 12 to the long side, 58.12. Might take it off at the even, and then just look for a better entry point if it's going to continue to show me weakness. But not a lot of time for it to turn around. So if it's not going to do it quick, tight stops, look for the bigger wins there. I'll get to Clovis in a second. Can hold that one in the money safely. Brendo?
Wow, Bitcoin just glued to 60,000 right now. Really not doing a heck of a lot. But this one, CNET, another Chinese company just popping up here on volume. Day highs on volume here. Crypto ties to this one as well. CNET, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. We could talk about crypto all day. Of course, I can anyways. 59, 60. We're getting close, but yeah, we already touched 61 not too long ago. That's obviously April 12th today. We broke through and then came right back again. So just here, if we look at a 1 minute chart, you'll see trying to get back to 60 again. So we did break above. We'll wait to see if that does come through again. So watch some of those crypto names. Ether as well, trying to get near all-time highs, 2140, all-time high of 2240, or 22 even, I think, actually. Pretty close. Okay, NEO right here, barcoding in the all afternoon, not doing anything. Just want to check back in that one in case you guys were interested in what's happening with NEO. Microsoft right now as well. Again, we have these wicks, so that's not going to be good looking at it. Palantir we've talked about. Let's have a quick look at Uber. Uber's fallen off. Was not expecting this. A big run here, out. Good little dump there off right when we were leaving the show, and based out again right here. Look at all this consolidation, 59.25. So let's see if we can get another long, if possible, down here, 59.25. Hold it. We don't need to get out. So we'll wait to see. Well, we need to get out at 4, but we'll wait to see what happens downside here, 59.06, 59.07 or so. So I think Uber, take a shot here at 59.25. Seems pretty good. It needs a little bit of work to get there, but that's the one that we're looking at. And then we still are. I mean, of course, we're waiting for NVIDIA to get going here. It's getting close, man. That 215 is awfully close. When that hits, then we're going to go long. Nice little break here in the futures. Probably sends this thing higher.
Yeah, I mean, what a strong move that is. I'll come to GameStop. Some of you guys are looking at it, obviously down 11%. It did have a little bit of a bump here at 130, and this is right off of this even 139. Could not get past, and we'll go right back into 10 o'clock when it tried to get a bounce first time off 140. Couldn't get past that 147. Now grinding a bit higher over 140 here. If the volume would start to pick up, I think you have a decent shot at a quick little like 141 break into VWAP. But I'm seeing if the DraftKings get going. It looks like an Intel not breaking 65.50, no entry there. I'm going to start to maybe think about scalping some of that DraftKings as I work that position into VWAP as well. Brendo?
Okay, a few other things. Having nice days. Tesla, guys, up nearly 4% here. Came back into 700 again, held there. We're pushing back towards these highs, 703, 704. Also, I noticed ConAgra brand, CAG, up about 3.5% as well. Guys?
Yeah, I noticed that Tesla breaking back above, and I actually wanted to look at that stock there because I had 705, 704, yeah. So it hasn't broke it yet. That was these highs that we made earlier on when we were on the show, but we could break this level right now, which would make sense. I mean, if the futures go, then you have the 703. So I think a small test of 703 makes sense to me here. Breaking through Tesla looks like it's going to happen sooner rather than later. We'll probably get both of these on if they break. NVIDIA and Tesla. So here goes Tesla right now, looking to break through 703. Probably worth a long here, guys. I'm going to take this.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the winner chicken dinner. I see you guys some of the guys in the chat, they're like, oh, I see my little avatar change to Neil as a turkey. It's a chicken dinner winner. That's where you guys get it from in the chat there. Anyways, just showing you that graphic. DraftKings, not all the way to VWAP, but I just saw it starting to stall out in the mid-30s. So if I was going to be taking it off tight stop at 58 and then maybe looking to get back in like 57, 670, just working it sort of on every little bit of a dip, hoping we got that bottom here, then I might as well scalp some here. If it gives me another dip, I'm going to try to buy some more. I'm going to throw the Intel trade. Not at the window just yet, but looking entirely too weak. I'm not sure we're going to get the breakout. And then coming to Tesla, I'm sort of with you, Sean, in terms of looking at that strength. I mean, I had the long up here, a couple of longs this morning. Of course, we got that 88 long, and then we had that other one breaking through that 700. Yeah, that was very, very muted. Got a little scalp trade out of it, then had to take the rest off at break even. If you look at a top break, I mean, I'm going to be all over 705. We sort of left the show with the notion of 705, and then we're coming right back, and we said, some of those levels from the early morning, we're going to be there for power hour to see what happens with them, and I think 705 is certainly going to be one. And then I'm going to come to Clover once I get this order locked and loaded and ready to go on Tesla, because Clover Health, it's been a good one, but it's starting to show some signs of coming out of the doldrums. This was the last week play. Come on, load up for me here. There we go. Just froze for a second there. There we go. It started to work back to the downside when I shorted VWAP just now, and I was short all morning long, essentially. But it just bounced off 770. So my re-entry point was 778. Can't really let this thing go past 785. It had spiked off the bottom on volume. So when I see that, I'm willing to fade that move, but I'm not willing to be stubborn with it, because when the buying comes off volume off a low like that, it was also the morning low when I was short. It couldn't go past this price. I got to be wary of that type of a position. And of course, DraftKings doesn't want me to get back into it. So when I say I want to buy the dip, it stops dipping, I guess.
Okay, yeah, we're into Tesla right now, breaking through 703. It does go into the money for us about $1 or so. No, 703.82. So it goes in the money like 60 cents. But we're going to give this all the way back, at least to this 700 break. Let's be wrong on the market if we're not going to hit this. So that's going to be a spot that I like right now. I love that 705, and Neil just talked about that. So, I mean, I talked about it when we first called it up. So let's see what happens there. We'll get a piece off before 705, and then hopefully be able to run that rate through. So that's where we're long. I mean, I'm going to give this down to 700, 699 and change. I mean, VWAP is 697.50. But again, it just needs, I mean, if the NASDAQ doesn't go, then we get out and it's a $3 hit. And that's completely fine. Palantir does take that top out. We're noticing right now, this is VWAP 34.35. We'll put some orders there. We're long at 27. We just took, these are just all outs at 30 there. So we took 3 pennies on 10% of this. So let's see if it gets going again. Palantir negative on the day, making me a little bit nervous about this position. But regardless, actually, you know, this is a 3-minute chart. Or sorry, let's go to a 3-minute chart here. Give us a little bit. There it goes, crash. Okay, so we don't have a 3-minute chart. I'll get that up in a minute. But I was going to tell you guys that it's right back down here. Oh, no, that's a daily chart, darn it. It's 23.10 or so is going to be my kill spot on this name. So just to give you guys an idea, 23.10 downside, looking for 23.50 to get out. And I'm going to reload my 3-minute chart, hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm going to go and make sure at least check to see what MUDs are for the low case, because we don't have shorts on this one. And look, obviously I wasn't, when we talked about this earlier in the morning, I wasn't actually looking at the short opportunity just yet. But when you get the break, you get the push up. We've already sort of failed at 1275, 1280, which is the current high. And it's like a third of a cent. Okay, well, whatever. That's just worth having around in case you need them. A third of a cent. Why not? Might as well just make it free if you're going to charge me a third of a cent, Day Trade the World. But I'm very happy for that, obviously. You're getting a bit of a rollover just sort of as we speak. And the volume's tapering a little bit. I start to think about it this particular time of day, and I'll go to maybe I'll go to the 3-minute chart so you guys can see. I start to think at this particular time of day, you try to look for that little home run action, and if it's going to bounce off of VWAP, maybe it takes another run at that high. But if I can find a good breakdown trade, like excuse me, I took a 1225 down here, in and out really quickly, tight stop type of thing. And then if it makes a run at the high, I don't want to give it too much room, because I like that top break if it does come, right? So if we can get any kind of a bounce, fair enough. I'll get into that sort of long sort of concept, either breaking off of 1220, but it's done 16 million shares. So I don't mind taking a 1225 breakdown, see if I can't get that, like a quick scalp, 15, 20 cents. With only a half an hour, we're day trading. Sean and I, these are day trading positions. So if we're in and out relatively quickly, like with that clover, yeah, sure. You know, I was holding it for 40, 50 cents in the morning, but today I'm only going to give it 7 or 8 pennies before I'm like, I'm wrong. End of day, let's get out of it.
Yeah, you can't hold things forever, including Tesla. So we're going to get one more piece here on this. Again, you know, we took it thinking it's going to break. I mean, we were watching the NASDAQ here. If the NASDAQ takes out this 13,800, which it doesn't do, then Tesla runs. So I think we had the right price there, and we are willing to hold this just a little bit more, see if we can average in. Palantir working, but not doing anything. So maybe get some more out at 30, I don't know, for 3 cents. Still have visions upside for Palantir, at least breaking VWAP 35. Oh, what up, Bren?
Yeah, some eagle-eyed viewers, guys, spotting this one, GameStop. That was a bit of a pop off the bottom there. It was down, obviously, on the CEO news, so they're starting a search for a new CEO. Just ripped from 140 to 150, but coming in, guys.
All right. Is that a rip for GameStop? I mean, these days, I mean, who knows how high GameStop will go or drop or whatever. Let's check in on that. Breaks through that 150. So yeah, the new hunt for CEO is on, guys. 140. Oh, the bottom was pretty bad. Yeah, so that was probably down about that 10% there, if not more, before a nice move up. So let's see if it gets to 152 again. To me, this is a non-event until they actually announce something. So you have some size there, 148.50, maybe a good one to resist. Let's see what happens there.
I'm just kicking myself. I had just talked about the potentiality of a little bit of a break. Thought maybe you get some more consolidation. And of course, as soon as you lose in the power hour, you got to take the trade. Look, you have a heavy pullback like this. I got to at least think about this cluster at like 143.50 and 144. If it comes down here, maybe touches it. What Sean was talking about, I'm assuming, is just like these like little trailing offers that. Oh, I show that offer just sort of sitting there, piling in, and of course it disappears very, very rapidly. That's interesting and very fishy. So anyways, if it could have gone down to that 145, I'd look for that as first dip. It is what it is. It's already sort of gone. If there's a push through the top, I'm fading 160 for sure. If it gets anywhere near sort of that price right off the open that it failed, you got to think about selling into this one. But look, it's already made the break. You can't chase too far. Either get the entry that I like, or I have to walk away from it. And then coming back to Tesla, I'm assuming maybe we're not going to get that 705. And I've seen this go both ways, like get out of Clovis, so we'll go with that one. It's been so good, of course, all morning to the short side, but I cannot hold one of these when they try to break view up and try to break back to the upside. So tight stop on Clover Health. I've seen this in Tesla before, where you get this fantastic looking top break, 705, room to that 13 to 20 area that we discussed in the morning. But if it doesn't go, man, if it just doesn't make this move and it resists over and over again, I got to start at least thinking about a retake of 700 just for a quick scalp. That goes right away. Let's see if we can't get a quick $4 or $5 out of it. Otherwise, my out, I don't want to give it to 05. I'd rather be reversing long. Might give it a quick $1 or so. See if I can't get that Tesla trade one way or the other. I do think there's going to be an opportunity between now and the close on Tesla. I'd love for it to be 705 long, but if it has to be retraced in maybe past view up, let's go with that 700.
Yeah, let's do it. We just took some more Tesla right now. We'll see what it does at 700 for sure. Okay, Palantir. We did it on Palantir. This is a 3-minute chart. Let's go back to one. That was a good one, man. Right up to right where we said 34s, 33s. We took some out up there. That was right where that VWAP was. Oh, now I don't have view up on this chart? Okay, I reloaded my charts up there. I think it was back, yeah, for the 3-minute it's there. So here's the 3-minute. It's just bouncing right there, 34, 35. So that's where we took some out on that 27 break of the high. There it is. So we're gonna have to wait on that one, Palantir. I still think we can go a little bit higher. This is fading, Tesla. We just took it again. So we took a 703 break. Made sense to me there. NASDAQ fails though. So now we got to wait. We're going to wait to see what it does. If you have to give it back down to VWAP, that 697, 700 break is there as well for a quick scalp like Neil was mentioning. So again, it's going to go as the NASDAQ goes. Either NASDAQ fails, which it already did at 13.8, and then we just continue to go down, or we start to bounce around now. Tesla looks like it wants to get lower. Watch out for that 700 break. Again, we'll be in and out of this thing. I mean, I could take I'm long at 702.50. You take a $3 hit or whatever it's going to be with slippage on Tesla, more than reasonable for me. So we're going to wait on that, but we'll see. Like 702.50 is my price. If we can get back above to 703.50, we may take a piece off, but I do like this 704 area before we test 705. So let's just wait to see. Tesla's starting to get going again here. All is not lost with this position, guys.
Yeah, and sort of watching that GameStop, trying to pull back in here, not quite getting towards that 45 sort of area that we really, really like. And not the only sort of meme name that's been on the move today. AMC was showing a lot of weakness. Now, look, this isn't the ramp up that you just saw GameStop do, obviously, but the rest of the chart looks at least a little bit familiar. You got the higher low in that it's trying to put. Little bit of a volume spike. It's tough to see here, but trust me when I tell you, and I'll pull it up here so you guys can see. A little bit of a volume spike as it's trying to round itself off and get back to the upside. So, in the event that you have any kind of a bounce, and I'm going to watch GameStop here as well. I'm looking at the overall market. In the event that you get any kind of a bounce, I would love to see if I can catch any kind of a bid in front of not the low of the day, but like that higher low, that 865, that 860 area. Catch a bid in front of it. See if I can scalp this one into view up. Tight stop trade. Tesla's in no man's land for me right now. I thought I was going to get a quick scalp off 700 break or get the 705. It is determined to do neither at this point. So that's kind of annoying. I thought we'd get that Tesla trade for sure. Still some time left. Rendo?
Okay, another group under pressure today. We had the Afria earnings pre-market. Tilray down 12.5% today. Broke that final kind of line in the sand there on the daily chart. So Tilray in trouble, but it is trying to hold above 17, guys.
All right. I mean, I'm starting to right now. If you're seeing me get out of Palantir, it's been weak. Obviously, we talked about that. We just took some out 34, 35s or 33, 34 on that move, and now we're just going to get some out here if we can, and then just watch it go to the upside. Remember where our out was? Right down here, 23, not even lower, right about here, 2305, 2306, something like that. Let's see if it can hold. I agree with Neil, so I did trim some of this. I trimmed it at 702.50, right where we're long. That was my average price. So we got out for flat there on Tesla. Now we'll hold it. You're going to see me in a winner, 702.07, but realistically, 702.50 was my average price. So we'll have to wait. If it jumps through 700, we're gone. But it is a non-event. I can't believe that actually it's holding up. Like you had this move down. This is what made me nervous. You had this move downside there. And then I was just like, wow, this is holding up. So either I want to get more, longer as we approach 700, or this thing is about to puke as soon as the buyer steps away. So, I'll get some out there, get out of some of the position for flat, and now let's see if it does dip down below. Other than that, I don't have any offers out on this name. I still think that we take out 705, and when we do that, we'll probably even get more long. I know Neil's looking at that level, but if Tesla goes here, like you do have the futures trying to go, like this NASDAQ is trying to go here. We have imbalances coming out. We can see what that will do to the market, but right now, Tesla long into this NASDAQ strength, I like it. Let's just see if we can go. We're in the money now on Tesla, so here we go. Let's see if we can enjoy some upside as long as this market goes, guys. And also Palantir starting to move a bit better. So
it's not just because I want you to win there, Sean, but it gives that if you win on that trade, it means that 705 break can possibly come in on Tesla. I see a lot of people in the chat talking about Quantscape here. It's just going to pull it up. Maybe this is the bottom pick, down 8% QS, but here,
average into that.
One bounce 40.50. I'm going back to the 30th, and I'm going to go back to that low on the 25th, of course. Pretty much like it was like a weird 40 break as well, so barely broke that 40 mark. It's trying to round off, and there's a few stocks. I mean, there's a lot of charts I look at that are exactly the same thing, that are showing a little bit more pep in their step, bouncing off of those lows. I mean, that's the reason I picked in the DraftKings there, and was having a quick look at even Intel maybe doing a little bit better, and I think that's going to be a par for the course with AMC, and of course you already saw GameStop move. It's hard when this is looking easily weaker than any of those other ones, and that bottom break here at 41.75. I guess it gives you a really good price and a tight stop, but I'm going to tread a little bit away from that one and try to pick some of these that are working a little better. I still have Plug. I think I mentioned this one, and forget about holding this one for all the way down to that new test of that low of the day. I don't think I should be. I just can't hold this one forever. I really did think it was going to flush back into like 28.50, break that low. It's also starting to rebound a little bit. So the only short I have on left is from a lot earlier on in the session, and I'll basically give this one to break even. At this point, it does feel like there's a better chance that it bounces rather than make a fresh low. Brendan?
Not a terribly exciting stock. I don't even remember the last time I even talked about Sirius XM, but Sirius XM, I should say. Major League Baseball guys expanding their agreement with Sirius for streaming rights for baseball games. So, Sirius not that exciting, but cool headline.
Yeah, did we ever find out what was going on? I mean, QS, I guess, just getting taken out. I mean, I don't know. We didn't talk about this earlier. I don't know why we didn't look at this on the morning show, because this just like fell off. I'm just surprised this didn't show up. It's a stock that I'm long in. I just bought more now, so we'll wait to see here. Well, 41.90. This is low. Like we'll find out some news here on QS, but holding out at this 41.90 level, I can't. Like down 8%. Volkswagen has completed, I thought, its buy there, 200 million into QS. So I don't know. We'll wait to find out. Okay, now we're finally starting to go. Well, we were starting to go. We're 50 cents in the money now on Tesla. I thought that it was going to take out 703.50 again, but it stopped. Here go the futures. This should be triggering this move. So hopefully, I don't know though, like Tesla's now coming back in. So I don't know what this is trying to do, but Tesla right now has a problem with that 703 area. Not sure why, market heading back to the north side. So let's just hold out hope that Elon tweets something that they've just sold a whole, bunch of cars.
John, it wouldn't be the first time that an Elon tweet made for a good trade on Tesla. I just noticed, and again, the theme of stocks trying to bounce off lows. Whoever said XL Fleet, yeah, good luck. This one's coming right back into this into VWAP. Maybe look at 745, 750. Intel getting off the bottom, 65.50. I need that break. That's the scalp trade I want. I want it to break that half and see if it can't move to 66. If I can get a 50-cent scalp, I'll be perfectly happy with that one. And just to go back to GameStop, because I know this one is actually moving, there was a bit of a bounce off 46. Too bad I was looking for like 45s to that downside. If it does come right to that 45 even, I'll probably still take one shot at it. With about 20 minutes to go, I think you put a tight stop on and you say to yourself, okay, well, if it bounces, I think you get like a $1.50, maybe even better if you can hold on to it, but just don't let it break that level. The even fives and 10s tend to be at least okay for a little bit of support on GameStop, so I don't really mind buying into that dip. I got to almost throw DraftKings out the window. Well, I mean, this is a day trade, right? So I'm not really throwing DraftKings out the window, but it gave me this one leg. I wish that was a real print. A little dark pool action up there at 62. If you want to go to 62, fine. Maybe I'm sure it's going to get there in the future. It's just not going to happen today. It doesn't look like. I'm going to stick with that break even. I'm not letting it go past about 58 even. So not really breaking, but like 12 cents to the downside. And then I'll probably have to walk away from DraftKings. It does not seem like that's going to be one to go. One that I said earlier couldn't get out of its own way. That ears, those eyes, those ears. I want to file something away here for this stock because it's not necessarily one of these ones that's been, a horrible looking chart and then it has a few gap up type of situations, then you're always retracing it. And as much as it has come down today, the single day, the 15 minute, they're all going to look pretty weak. It's worth noting there was a cluster last time on the way down around this $4 range. And we have, at least for now, bounced off of 420. So I'm kind of filing away that $4 price. Want to make sure that I have a look at that one. If it opens above 4, it's probably going to be worth a defense. If this thing gaps down below $4, the reverse is true. Like I'll probably short it into 420 going in tomorrow morning. So that's the type of thing I'm looking for like overnight action. So a key price area in ears. It might not mean a trade, but if you're hanging on to this one, you want to pay attention to see if it can hold this at the close. Brendo?
Big volume alert here on Digital Ally, DGLI, up 15% now. You can see the volume down here. Big mover this afternoon through to $2, just testing 2 here for Digital Ally.
Yeah, apparently some people talking about it flying through there. NVIDIA, I just canceled. Again, I guess these stocks are just top heavy right now. I thought it would have broke through that 614. We don't have any trades on, but it is holding this level, 608. So that would have been something to look for in this dip. But right now we're flying, man. We're flying. We're trying to go. The market's trying to turn positive. It's this 13.8. Like if we can get around this 13.8, then we can see what happens to the upside. But right now, not doing much with the NASDAQ. Like it's really just needs to break. Break 13,808, I guess, would be the next spot. So 13,800 just gets broken now. Check back. Here goes NVIDIA trying to go, but Tesla not. Like I don't know. This ever since I got into this name, it's not doing anything. Like again, let's switch charts here, guys. Come on. There we go. Tesla on the 3-minute chart doing absolutely nothing. We do have the bottom though, 0150, which you could get right here if you wanted it. I just expecting this thing to fly. It's not. Palantir kind of not flying, but we're in the money, so we're not going to get this out for a loser. We're going to hopefully get this in the 50s. I do think that there's some big stuff coming. Fisker's not doing anything. Rides, Lordstown. I mean, some of these names, guys, like Ride just getting pumped right now as well. I think EV, one of my friends said EV is the new weed. Like you might be onto something there. Like some of these, electric vehicle names have just gotten pumped. Like I know that there's, an investigation into Ride, but like that started like here, like 1350. Like we've already, like how many charts do we need to show you? Nikola, same kind of chart, and still like down another 8% today. Nikola, that's Ride again. Oh, come on, charts. We're still going to be the same percentage. It looks like. I mean, they look almost identical. Rate, like look at this, 1150 now. Fisker, my boy, the one that I put money into, trying. Glad I got some out at 27, but we did buy more back in again. And look at Fisker now making. We bought some in here, 1650 or 17 that day right there. And now we're making bottoms on Fisker as well. Like no idea, but this electric space, man, really getting pummeled. If you do like anything like I do, I think Fisker's a buy down here, man. Like $14, $15. How much lower can you get? Although my chart doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, like, pick the one you like and sort of figure out where the money needs to go into. I don't know. I picked up GameStop here. I had some 25s. Got another entry point here in front of 145 even. For now, a little bit of an iceberg. You don't care too much about the size there, but of course it just broke. Yep. That's me. Got most of it out. I like to see if there's going to be. So I took essentially like 60% of the position off there when 45 broke. But you see what? Go back to level 2. You see what sort of happened there, where the offer didn't really trail down. So it breaks 145, and then okay, 90s, 80s, but you're not really getting any kind of capitulation. And when I see that happen, I'm like, okay, let's give it a bit of a shot to come right back up. Now, if it does bounce back above 145, I'd look to re-enter the original size of the position. So that's kind of like a failed breakdown. Anyone that shorted 145 is like, why isn't it going? Why isn't it going? So I want to make sure that I'm exposed to some of those guys, covering that quick little short, and then I can buy back in, and maybe we do get that bump into that sort of like 146 to 148 territory. If it doesn't happen to go, I'll give it another buck for the smaller amount here. And this is sort of one thing you might think about at the end of the day, where I got to have some kind of a tight stop because I'm running out of time. I got to be flat by 4 o'clock, but I want to have some exposure that if it just shook people out, I can still grab a little piece of that long if it wants to go to the upside. And Tesla was so great all day today. It was, it was a top stock for me today. But if it can't break out of a $5 range during power hour, I don't know what we're supposed to do with it.
Here we go. I know what we can try to do. Hopefully we can
scalp
get
it.
Flying in here. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do here, but I'm trying to also make some money. But it looks like it's going to happen right now as Tesla. This is that level break. We just got it on the market. We got this break of 13,808. Shout out to Outcast with the 808s. But we're flying outside here now. 705 is still that level that we like, but it's having a problem with 704. So I don't know what to do, but we're going to wait to see here. Coming upside, I'd love to get some out, but then I won't have as much on if we do run. So Tesla right here, I just tweeted it out. Pretty please, pretty please. Let's see if we could break through 705, make my life a hell of a lot easier here on the way home. I won't have to worry and like debate what the hell I was doing not taking this out at 703.50. We're only in the money $1.50, guys. Like Tesla, as you know, can go, but today, like very sleepy here, Tesla. Like, what are you doing? 696 high, 70. Like this is like $7-8 range all day here for Tesla. Take away the very open. So I don't know, man. It's trying to go. I think this is a good spot to get some out. 704 maybe there, and then we wait for that 705 break. I think I'm going to take a piece out now. This is just, it's not moving, guys.
I think that's one of those things, right? Like, I mean, I can't sit there holding GameStop forever. It tried to bounce once. Like I said, I took the tight stop for some of it off that 144 break, and then just get the rest out when 145 break, and get the rest out when 144 goes, because I'm not running out of time. But I sort of look at this higher low that Afria has been holding here. Right down at 1390. 14 was the key price. I did try to bounce long on Afria to some muted success, and I got back in front of 14. That was no good. But if it breaks 1390, I'm going to see if it can't break to the low of the day. I want to have something that I think can run to the downside. If the market's going to top out here and there might be a bit of a pivot, I want to have something to the short side that isn't just plug power, which is I'm going to get out of flat. And I'm not sure Tesla's going to give me the run. And then coming back to QuantumScape, if I can for a quick sec here, QS is again just no signs of a bounce. Starting to think if it touches the low, which is like 18 cents away, that just could be one for a pure momentum play to take to the downside. But I'm going to watch out because I don't want this thing to come out with like a buy imbalance or something, and I just punch short at the low of the day. And the imbalances on New York are coming out in just 2.5 minutes here. So this could be one that if it breaks down before the imbalances come out, I could be out rather quickly because I'm not holding it against me, against the direction of the imbalance when it's at the low of the day.
No, let's not do that. We will wait and we'll see what those imbalances are coming through with. Okay, so I just got it like literally right here, 703.40 on Tesla. Now we'll hold one piece left, and if it goes up, look, we put it in our pipe, smoke it. It's a good one. 703, we put, again, profitable stock here. We got to close our positions in 13 minutes. So whether or not this thing goes in the aftermarket or not is not going to be my problem. I am going to close this trade off at 4 o'clock like we have to. So thank you again for joining us, guys, to the fastest 45 minutes on YouTube. And you're part of it right now. Like, I can't even believe there's only 12 minutes left. Make sure you watch that clock in the bottom right, because you don't want to get caught with aftermarket positions unless that is your plan. There it is. It looks like a good out, man. I mean, we took that out there. We got to take that as we see it. Palantir's the other name, 2330. Just been taking it out. Whatever. 3 cents. Believe me, guys, that's enough for me to make a little bit of money. Not a hell of a lot. We'd obviously like to make more. Check back in on NVIDIA. Did that ever wind up taking out the day's high? I canceled that trade and we didn't. See, again, probably a good bid, downside 607. The only problem is I think if you get this fill now in the last 10 minutes, then it's probably ripping through you. So watch, I don't like it anymore. I'm gonna leave NVIDIA alone. We'll watch this tomorrow, a great second day play. The reason why, like NVIDIA up 6%, watch this. The name that I'm in, I mean, I'm already in NVIDIA. I'm in NVIDIA long, I think sub 100, so fine. But we've recently been buying in AMD downside. Last buy, like around here, 77 and change. We talked about that Square, a good last buy for me. But AMD on the way down. So we're gonna find out. Watch, look, AMD, look at Intel. Intel, they're all down 5-6%. We can check out on STM as well. Yeah, 4% down. So I don't know. We missed the story on NVIDIA today. It looks like they're eating everybody else's lunch. So look out for tomorrow Intel and tomorrow AMD. I don't think you can hold these guys down for too long anymore anyways. Palantir, finally guys, right up to 34, 33. We're sitting here, good trade for us. Hey, we're gonna take this 6 cents. I still think we go higher here on Palantir. Let's hold out for 40s.
I mean, it's just sitting there like primed, like it wants to break out, but then you only have like 10 minutes to go and the imbalance is about to come. A digital ally just holding 2 even. It did make a break, and look, of course it had the volume spike, so you're gonna see the move already, but failed breakthrough 2 even, now starting to consolidate the top. This is one of those pure risk to reward type things where if you see me short at 99s, 98s, something along that range, it's just a matter of if it happens to come back right here, right now, there's just so much room for it to go. And I'm going to like this trade. And there goes plug. Plug's out. It was plug. Did I get out of plug? Did I get the fill? Did I get the fill? Did I get the fill? Yeah, we got the fill on plug. So it just broke back to the upside. If it's not moving, it's not going to go. I tighten the stop up going into the end of the day as the imbalances just drop. But digital ally, if I can get some passive maybe around this 98. I was at 98.5, but I'm going to sit at 98 and see if we can't get a fill here. Just because if it rolls over, I'm only risking a couple of pennies to see if it can't make any kind of a retracement and people start taking profit. I might chase it a little bit. I don't know how much I want to chase this one. Get on 97 here, but not going to stand it too far. This one could drop a little bit, and I'd love to see that happen. Using that too as an out. Brendo?
Big volume spike there on VIP Shop, VIPS. Looks like there is a bit of a sell imbalance on this. So 26.20, the bottom there, tried to break it, but you can see 3.2 million to sell right now for VIPs, guys.
Yeah, that was part of the hedge fund roll through, I guess, last week on VIPs there. Okay, Palantir, good trade. Again, we're still on a 3-minute chart. We've got to watch this as we're getting close now. That was the break there. We took it, and we've been making that cash. So a good trade so far for me anyways here on Palantir. Right up to that 34. I canceled 34. We'll wait for higher, 37, 38, 39s. Hopefully we can get some of those and some love here for you on Palantir. It's been a good stock for me since we battled all morning long. You guys know that, battle. We finally picked the bottoms up. Look at that pick, 22.82. What's the bottom, 22.70? So that's a good one, and now we get out again on the upside for this. Good trade. Tesla finally, Neil, 704. We're getting closer and closer, making me happy, but we still need work to do.
Well, see, the problem, if there is a problem with Tesla, it's going to be the fact that it hasn't broken that level that I like. And if it's not going to break 705 until the end, there's a point in time which I can't take a breakout trade. It's not there yet, but if it's like 357, 358, I probably don't want it because I have to be out at 4 o'clock. But I'm just taking a quick look at the imbalance locator to make sure I'm not missing anything. Most of the names at the top of that, VIPs is certainly they're going to be there. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything standing out that I was going to be trading and going to be in here. Interesting, Pinterest. It's a bit of a sell imbalance, but nothing jumps off the page of me other than that VIPS, and very likely that'll pair off. You just don't want to be against the grain when it comes to any of those imbalances. I did get a couple of legs in here onto Digital Ally, so I did chase it some at 96, but I'm like, well, if I take some 96, can't take 97s, 98s, I'll wait for that 99, which I just did, so I'm going to start getting some more shares at that particular price. I mean, if you use 2 or 202 as you're out, the risk reward's pretty solid here. It's obvious when you're wrong. Brennan?
Another one that's had a pretty good day here, Lucira Health, which is LHDX. The ticker here on the NASDAQ, up on FDA emergency use authorization on a COVID-19 test, guys.
Lucira, okay. You know what? This might just be it, guys, for Tesla right now. It just bounced off 705. It didn't get, or 703. It didn't get there. It didn't get to the levels that we'd hoped it would. So this is probably going to be it. 703.50. We'll wait there for that. If it comes through again, we'll take it. NASDAQ looking like it wants to come off a little bit here, but a good trade anyways. I mean, like I said, we'll put the money in our pocket and make that. So if we can do that near the end, NASDAQ imbalances, I guess, are going to be coming out at 55. I think. Oh, is this? No, it's out. Are they out at 50 or 55? 50, so they're already out. So we do have a big Apple bid. I don't even see anything on here on Tesla. We could check out what Apple's doing right now, but I'm going to put another Tesla order on the, so it's not doing anything. These imbalances today. Still, even though the NASDAQ's getting to be positive, Apple looked like it's pretty weak. So let's get out of some of these names now, including Tesla. It's just not moving. Good trade for us on Palantir. We'll continue to spit the money out on that name as we make a lot of it back in the afternoon off of a horrendous start for us on Palantir today, guys.
Yeah, and got some more shares at Digital Ally, but look, if it doesn't go soon, I do have a tight stop. I like the price area. I can work into something knowing exactly where I'm wrong. And there is actually liquidity up at that $2 area, but I have to get out of this, DraftKings at some point. It's actually still holding in the money. It doesn't seem like it wants to break, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to move the stop up. I'll move it to like 58 and a quarter. And this is more just protection. Like, I don't want this. It's barely moving. I expected we'd get more of a run. It doesn't seem to want to do it for me. I've canceled my 700 break on Tesla. No longer going to go ahead and do that. Take that break to the downside. I might consider the long one as well. But if we're going to go here in DraftKings, I'll hold it into the close. Otherwise, going to keep moving the stop upside as we're now long at 58.12. And I want to turn some kind of a profit on it. So I'll throw it at the quarters. And there goes Digital Ally through the top. So again, got to try to find the winners. But this one, poo-poo. If you're long, you're loving it. Obviously, I just took the top off, but I was short 98s and getting out at 202. Something that maybe, if this was at lunchtime or earlier on in the session, maybe if I really liked it, I'd be thinking about averaging into it or holding for a failed break to the upside and just jump back into the shares. With 5 minutes to go, all of that is out of the toolbox. You can't really be digging in that deep or being that stubborn with any of your positions at 355.
Brendo?
Alibaba, guys, I just noticed here, still up big time today, 8.5%, but coming in pretty hard. 242 was a bit of an area earlier in the day. There is an imbalance on this one as well to the sell side. So Alibaba up big time, but sell imbalance, guys.
Yeah, and look what's happening right now to our friend Tesla coming back down. We're going to hold this if it breaks back through. We're pretty light. We've already, we took it out twice there, so we're not holding too much. We're actually holding less than a third now, so that's okay. Waiting for it to break this bottom happens, and we will lose on that. But I'm still waiting at 703, so hopefully that can come back up $1 here in the last minute, 5 minutes or so, and get us out. But like we keep saying, we only hold for a little bit. We have changed my mind on Palantir, and this is going to look sloppy or silly, but again, I don't have much of a choice. Like, I'm pretty happy holding all of this to VWAP upside, so that's been pretty good, man. We ticked that break early. This is me getting out of the initial long, and then now bang, bang, bang. It looks silly because we're expecting a bigger break, but whatever. We got 26, 27 long, and just out all at the top here, 30, 34, 35. I wish it would move more for us so I could show you something else. Check in on NEO. That's been a strong one for us today anyways. We've been playing that one pretty good. We have been looking for shorts. That was good. Good out at this bottom. So notice again today, 30, I'm going to write this down. 30, this is why you keep the sticky notes. Like, this is empty now, right? Empty sticky note, empty. Okay, so you're going to write some of this stuff down, like some of these key levels from today. 36.80, stuff like that. And then 37.25 on the high side. Only 3 minutes to go. Our Tesla back upside now. So this may be worth just taking a bit out here. Let's see if it gets to 703. That'd be a blessing if we can get to that before the end of the day. We're in the money $1 though. Maybe I'll just take it right now. Long 701.51. So maybe we'll just take this on a nice battle back here.
Yeah, and of course, when you're filing away prices for tomorrow with only 3 minutes to go, I sort of look back at a Digital Ally and say to myself, oh yeah, look at that wick that you just ignored there at 204. So it does make the top at 204. And if this was any other time of the day, that's when I would say, give it the extra couple of pennies. But I can't do that here, unfortunately, because of the time constraint. I'm still in the pocket of maybe thinking about a quick trade in Tesla, but you start to run out of time. You start thinking about, okay, well, where's the next move going to be, at least looking at tomorrow? And I'm looking at GameStop here. Load. I'm looking at GameStop here just on the 15, and it's starting to creep down. We said that 140, that's going to be the key hold, so I guess that's what I have to watch out for now. If you look for a breakdown, if 140 goes, you do have that low at 135. So there is a chance at like the quickest scalp trade in like the history of scalp trades, but it's only 2 minutes to go. Like, that would be in and out in seconds if you took it, and I don't see an imbalance on it, so I don't have to worry about it. But that's a key price for tomorrow to look at that GameStop. That is that it would be a higher low, a good hold at 140 for the name. It's gotten beaten up down 11% today. You'd like to see a bit of a base if you're going to be watching it for tomorrow's action, but Not going to be forcing anything. Any trade I make, I have to be flat by 4 o'clock. So I'll be happy with the overall move. And DraftKings wasn't as big as we expected. Tesla couldn't seem to get going, and I'm going to note that strength in Digital Ally if it can hold above that 204.
Yeah, and I'm going to note right now, hopefully getting out on Palantir. We're offering 30, and there it is. So hey, man, successful close for me. You know, made a little bit of money. Hopefully showed you guys everything that I was doing here in the afternoon, and hopefully you're able to make some money with us as well on everything. We did get out. There's Tesla, man. We got out right there, right where I said I would. So if we zoom in a little bit more, I had an offer up, which is why that looks well, that is purple because it's declared as a short sell. Gets fixed after 702, actually 702.25 out. We didn't wait for that very top. We had an order up here, but didn't fill. So then we get out of Tesla, and I'm all flat, man. Good day so far for me. We are completely out of everything. We can have a quick look to see if anything's happening on the New York. We still have a VIP sell. Whoops, there it goes. Alibaba turns into a bid, so you're going to see that one probably rip up as it was a sell. Yeah, there it goes. As it was a sell, so now Alibaba turning around on a dime there. JP Morgan, a few other names, but Baba's going to end the day on a bid. So good for you, Alibaba, ripping to the high side. My best long down there, 238, as we discussed. Only 20 seconds. I see her on the bell over there. She's all masked up. Wow, okay. Unique look for Miss V. Get ready for this one, guys. On the bell in 10 seconds, Neil. Do we have a closing bell? I don't actually think we do. We need a closing bell animation, or we could run the same one, but I think it says market open. So here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. There it is. I love the mask. Thank you, Miss V. Looking very mysterious. That's it, Brendan and Neil. I don't know. You get stuck with anything, Neil?
No, I didn't get caught in anything. Thank goodness we had to be flat at the end of the day. It's worth noting GameStop did hold that 140. So, I mean, I saw some dark pools down here, but it holds that 140 to 141. If it can do so in the aftermarket, we'll be definitely watching that level. So down that 10%, it'll be short sell restricted tomorrow, of course, based on that rule, but certainly worth a look at today's close. And, of course, Digital Ally does not hold above 204. Brendan.
Yeah, guys, let's have a look at how we wrap things up here today. We are actually negative, but it was trying so hard there at the close to get positive. But 0.02% for the S&P, the Dow 1.6, the NASDAQ, yeah, it was negative. Overall, pretty uneventful day. You can see just Brazil down here was positive, 0.8%. Everything else pretty uneventful. Quiet start to the week, but much more to come. Especially Wednesday. I mean, Coinbase, we have bank earnings. It is going to get very, very exciting.
It is.
Yes, sir. I mean, the bank earnings are certainly hopefully going to show a lot of strength in the overall market with the GDP numbers looking pretty big, and everyone's waiting for that Coinbase, Sean. Where's it going to open up? I don't know, north of 500? Maybe? Who knows with this thing. Look, it's going to be interesting for sure. We always look to see that first day of trade if we can take some action on it.
Yeah, we'll be going long Coinbase probably just off the print and then see what happens. I think it just remains the same with that one. Look, I'll wrap the show up now. Neil does the morning show. We don't even have a wrap. Are we supposed to do anything here? Let's just leave it at that, guys. Look, it's been a fantastic day. Join us tomorrow at 8:30 for everybody. It's part of the Trader TV team. Great production staff. If you guys have that shot, let's throw that. Robin, Lucas, quick little shout out to you guys if you have it. There they are. Have a good evening.
He's excited.
Robin, Lucas, have a good evening, everybody. Run the bumper. We're out of here, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.